Hello, Year 10. Today we are moving on through our topic. We've just been doing a lot of work on surds, and we're going to be starting our length part of the topic. The last thing we did in surds, we'll just do a quick review up here, was expanding and rationalizing. The questions that we have here are on expanding and simplifying, so let's have a look. We're going to multiply the minus 2 root 3 with the root 5. So the minus 2 will stay out the front. Root 3 times root 5 makes square root of 15. Then minus 2 root 3 times root 7, it will be minus 2, and then 3 times 7 will make square root of 21. Question 2, simplifying 2 root 7 all to the power of 3 over 4. Now, that power of 3 means that we have 2 root 7 multiplied together 3 times. Okay, so if we did 2 times 2 times 2, we would get 8. But also, we can do root 7 times root 7, because that makes a whole number. Root 7 times root 7 is 7. And then we still have one more root 7 that would need to stay in there, over 4. 8 times 7 is 56. So we have 56 root 7 over 4. But 56 divides nicely into 4. It goes 14 times. So the simplified answer would be 14 square root of 7. Okay, so it might seem a little bit strange that we're now combining surds with our measurement topic, but there will be some questions in here where we'll be wanting to leave our answers in nice exact form, which will mean that we'll need our surds. So let's have a look through this theory section here. First of all, we need to be able to convert between our units of length. So we have kilometres, metres, centimetres and millimetres. And we know that as the units are going from bigger to smaller, you're multiplying by 1,000, then 10, 100, then 10. Going the other way, you are dividing. If you are trying to find the perimeter of a shape, now at the moment, maybe we're thinking of straight-sided shapes. If you want to find the perimeter around a straight-sided shape, you would want to add all of those sides together so that you find the total distance around the shape. However, some shapes are not so straight with their sides. Some of them are circular. And if you want to find the perimeter of a circle, we have a special name for that, which is circumference. The circumference of a circle can be found with either c equals 2 pi r or c equals pi d, depending on whether you've been given the radius or the diameter. That's for a whole circle. What if you only have part of a circle? If you have a sector, and over here you can see a picture of a sector is a portion of a circle that is enclosed by the two straight sides here. That would be the radii of the circle. And then, of course, you would have the big curving arc around the outside. To find the curving part of that circle, we want to know what fraction of the circle that we have. Now, if we had half a circle, we just go half of our 2 pi r formula. But if we have an angle in here that is theta, we know that there is 360 degrees around a revolution. So whatever that angle is, we put it over 360, and then we times it by our circumference formula, which is 2 pi r. We use the 2 pi r formula because when it's a sector, you're given the length from the center of the circle to the edge, which is the radius. It would be very unusual to be given the diameter. To close in the whole shape, you then need to add on the 2 extra straight sides here. So we have the plus 2r on the end. So that is your formula for the perimeter of a sector. Okay, let's do some questions. Question number 1. Consider the shape. Find the perimeter of the shape if x is equal to 7. So let's just say this x here is 7. Because of the markings, that means that side there would be 7 as well. And also the one line marking, this one here would be 9.6. So make sure you know what all of the sides are. And then perimeter is simply adding all those sides up. So let's go 5 plus 9.6 plus 7 plus 7 plus 9.6. Add them all together and you get 38.2 meters. Part B of the question says, find the value of x. It's still referring to this diagram up here, but now we're going to have a different value for x because we want the perimeter to be 40.2. Okay, so perimeter of the shape is going to be equal to the 5 on the top plus 2 lots of the 9.6 plus 2 lots of the x. I also happen to know that the perimeter is 40.2. So if I sub that in, I can solve the equation for x. Let's do some tidying up here. If I calculate this part, I'm just going to work out what 5 plus 2 times 9.6 is. So altogether, those sides make 24.2. Then I have the 2x for the two mystery sides that I'm trying to work out. Solving that equation, you would subtract the 24.2, so let's write it underneath, subtract 24.2 underneath to get that one away, which makes 40.2 minus 24.2, which is 16. 2x equals 16. Divide the 2, which means x will be equal to 8 meters. Part C, find an expression for x in terms of the perimeter P. Okay, like how I started part B, let's make an equation for perimeter, which was perimeter is equal to 5 plus 2 lots of the 9.6 plus 2x. And we even simplified that, so I could have started on the next line. P plus 24.2 plus 2x. Okay, what the question is asking me to do is to get the x by itself. So it says find an expression for x, so that means x by itself, in terms of p. So p will be on the other side of the equation with any other numbers. So rearranging, I'm going to minus the 24.2, which would give 2x equals p minus 24.2. That's all I can do with that. Then I'm going to divide the 2 over to the other side. So it would be x equals p minus 24.2 all over 2. All right, question 2. If a circle has a diameter of d centimeters, find the following, rounding to 2 decimal places where necessary. So the first one says the circumference when the d equals 3.4. D for diameter means that I want to use the c equals pi d formula, and then sub in that d is equal to 3.4. In the calculator, pi times 3.4 is 10 point, we want 2 decimal places, so 10.68. And I don't know if that's, oh, actually, yes, it says here, it's in centimeters, so that will be centimeters. Part B, a rule for D in terms of the circumference. Okay, so our formula is C equals pi D, but it wants the D by itself. So that means I'm going to have to divide the pi over to the other side, and we would get D equals circumference divided by pi. So it's just rearranging the formula to get the D by itself. Part C, we want the diameter of a circle with a circumference of 15. Since I have already rearranged my formula in part B, if I want to know what the diameter is, it is the circumference, which is 15, divided by pi. So we do 15 over pi, which is 4.77 centimetres. Question 3. Consider the sector shown. Find the exact, written in capital letters so we don't accidentally miss it. Find the exact perimeter. The formula for perimeter of a sector is P equals theta over 360 times 2 pi r plus 2r. The theta is the angle, the portion of the circle that we have, which is 150 over 360. Then we want to times by 2 pi times the radius, which is 4, plus 2 lots of the radius, which is 2 times 4. Okay, we do not want to type that exactly into the calculator because it will give us a decimal. If we want an exact answer, I need to do this in some parts here. Now, first of all, you have to realize that there is 2 terms. This is the first term, this is the second term. Okay, you're separated by that plus in the middle there. To work out the first term, I want to calculate all the number parts without the pi in it. So we have 150 over 360, and then I'm timesing by 2 and timesing by 4, and then my calculator will give me 10 over 3. Now, I ignored the pi, so what I need to do is put the pi back in my answer by putting it on the top of the fraction. It will be 10 pi over 3. Okay, that was the first term. The second term is much easier. 2 times 4 is 8. Okay, so that would be it. That's the exact perimeter of that shape, and it would be in centimetres. Part B, find the perimeter correct to 1 decimal place. So now we just need to type that whole thing into our calculator. So we have 10 pi over 3 plus 8. So 18.5 centimetres. Question 4. Find the value of x. Okay, so we're told that the perimeter is 16.2. And we're going to make an equation for the perimeter. There's the 16.2. So if we make an equation for the perimeter, which is 16.2, would be equal to all the other sides added together. Now, the sides that I have 2x, and then there'd be another 2x down here, so plus 2x, then plus 2.8, plus another 2.8. Okay, now we solve the equation. Tidying up the right-hand side, we have 16.2 equals 2x plus 2x is 4x, and then plus 2.8 plus 2.8 is 5.6. Solving the equation, we will minus the 5.6 away, which gives 4x equals 10.6. Then we'll divide the 4, which gives x equals 2.65. So that's the value of x. Question 5. Find the perimeter of this correct to 2 decimal places. So we have 2 different sized circles here. We have a small circle that has been chopped in half effectively. So here, that's half of the small circle, and this is the other half of the small circle. So altogether, we have one whole circle that has a diameter of 10. So the 2 blue parts that I've drawn there, if I use C equals pi d, well, I'm going to use P for perimeter equals pi d, because I'm going to add some extra parts to it, that would give me the blue bits. Then I'm going to have to add to that this big part around here, which is half of a circle and it's half of a circle that has a radius of 10. So I'm going to do half of 2 pi r. Okay, so let's sub in. The whole little circle, the diameter was 10, so it's pi times 10. Then plus, for my half a circle, I have half times 2 pi times the radius of my big circle, which is 10. Then I just want to type that in and get it to 2 decimal places. Pi times 10 plus half times 2 pi times 10, which is 62.83. And we don't actually know the units for that, so we'll have to leave it like that. Okay, that is the end. It's time for you to do exercise 4E.